Good morning. Welcome to a magical Monday. Today is absolutely magical. I had a great soulful Sunday and I know it's going to be a wonderful magical Monday as well. So I wish us all new learnings, something new our way, which we do every single day. So more power to us. Without further ado, let's start the Pixel programming. Thank you, Ritesh sir and Prashant and everyone for being patient. I was trying to figure out the net in Ananta, but hotspot worked. So yes, so sorry for the delay. Let's start. Yes. Once again, let's run towards our dreams and make our dreams worthwhile. Yes. Each one of us a winner in a game of life. So let's play the game today. So let's have a reader for the day. Today is about a lot of new learning. So let's have a reader. Ritesh, so you can make Mitu and Bhuvan the co-host, please. So today we're going to be reading about, we spoke yesterday a lot about, meditation, mental being, how you and I can activate alpha and theta brain waves. And today we're going to talk about how humans are ritualistic. And that's what they keep continuing year on year. So let's understand this. And we also talked about how meditation can align us, center us, balance us. And a few minutes of that every other time is really going to be helpful. Yes, please, let's start. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Bhavan.
In fact, one of the things we learn in the practice.
Wait, should we start from
humans? No, humans as ritualistic beings, page 84. Thank you.
Humans as ritualistic beings. Life is inherently ritualistic. We could argue that humans naturally follow rituals that keep us busy. In some modern cultures, we have been forced out of our ritualistic lives to pursue goals after goal in order to be seen as successful. But throughout history, humans have always been busy. We were hunting, cooking, farming, exploring, and raising families, activities that were structured as rituals to keep us busy throughout our days. But in an unusual way, rituals still permeate daily life and business practices in modern Japan. The main religions in Japan, Confucianism, Buddhism, and Shintoism, are all ones in which the rituals are more important than absolute rules. When doing business in Japan, process, manners, and how you work on something is more important than the final results. Whether this is good or bad for the company, for the economy, is beyond the scope of this book. What is indisputable, though, is that finding flow in a ritualistic workplace is much easier than in one in which we are continually stressed out, trying to achieve unclear goals set by our bosses. Rituals give us clear rules and objectives which help us enter a state of flow. When we have only a big goal in front of us, we might feel lost or overwhelmed by it. Rituals help us by giving us the process, the sub steps on the path to achieving a goal. When confronted with a big goal, try to break it down into parts and then attack each part one by one. Focus on enjoying your daily rituals, using them as tools to enter a state of flow. Don't worry about the outcome, it will come naturally. Happiness is in the doing, not in the result. As a rule of thumb, remind yourself rituals over goals.
Okay, so let's stay here. So, very important for all of us to realize that rituals are extremely important. Rituals are what? Waking up in the morning on a particular side, doing your exercises and maybe stretching first thing in the morning. Even stretching could become beautiful. You can talk to your body and just say, okay, we're stretching here, stretching there, and let's have a beautiful day. Going to your bathroom, doing your morning rituals there could be fun. Of course, we talked about many times about the Ho'oponopono shower. Everything could be fun. Now, rituals help us in a flow because we are imbibed on doing that day on day, year on year, month on month. So they are a part of us. Taking out your clothes from the almirahs, probably mixing and matching. At times, you can even tell your almirahs, okay, I realize you have the power. Guide me to the perfect outfit. And you realize, okay, for women, very different concept of something can come up. For men, a different trouser and a shirt set could come up. You never know what's happening. If we're in the flow, we're enjoying everything and we're being in a guided, we will realize that everything is about flow. Rituals are important, but rules aren't. Rules are meant to be broken. So if you have some rules for yourself, try something new, which is great. But remember one thing: when you're doing your rituals, they have to be concrete, and they definitely have to help you inch clearer towards your own personal goals. Because once you're flowing in small little mundane tasks, you're inching towards a bigger goal in front of you. And when you're doing that, it will be amazing. Imagine just having a bigger goal and none of your own rituals, how boring it will be. Like you wake up for one thing, you sleep for one thing. How about other things like making yourself a cup of green tea, lemon tea in the morning yourself rather than make it a staff, making it could be fun. So try adapt, and intertwine into this beautiful world where you're trying to focus on enjoying your daily rituals rather than, oh, ye bhi karna padega. So it'll be fun. Once you start doing that, everything will become so amazing. And the thumb result they're saying is remind yourself rituals over goals. So yes, so now we can turn the page. Thank you so much. Yes, Bhavan, please.
Using flow to find your ikigai. After reading this
No,
chapter,
we haven't
you sh-
done the first three lines, the happiest people.
oh sorry.
Not a problem.
The happiest people are not the ones who achieve the most. They are the ones who spend more time than others in a state of flow. Using flow to find your ikigai. After reading this chapter, you should have a better idea of which activities in your life make you enter flow. Write all of them on a piece of paper, then ask yourself these questions. What do the activities that drive you to flow have in common? Why do those activities drive you to flow? For example, are all the activities you most like doing ones that you practice alone or with other people? Do you know? Do you flow more when doing things that require you to move your body or just to think? In the answers to these questions, you might find the underlying ikigai that drives your life. If you don't, then keep searching by going deeper into what you like by spending more of your time in the activities that make you flow. Also, try new things that are not on the list of what makes you flow, but that are similar and that you are curious about. For example, if photography is something that drives you into flow, you could also try painting. You might even like it more. Or if you love snowboarding and have never tried surfing. Flow is mysterious. It is like a muscle. The more you train it, the more you will flow and the closer you will be to your ikigai.
Isn't that beautiful? Flow is like a muscle. The more you flow, the more you train it, the more you'll flow in life. And the more you flow, the more closer you are to ikigai. So we've been told that, prod yourself a bit, nudge yourself a bit harder, try something that you've never tried before. If you're an artist, start trying to dance. Maybe that'll help you get the flow. Otherwise, something which gives you some energy, feel good factor, at least try it. Something which is on your bucket list, you're procrastinating. Okay, I will do it. One day I will do it. Let me do it. For example, when I was in my forum my EO meeting, I realized when I was speaking to all my the members, I've been procrastinating for golf for far too long. And then all of a sudden, I just knew golf it is, and very soon it'll be. It'll help me achieve my flow. I already know it. The only challenge is 6:30. I'm already committed till 6:30. But everything comes to a flow when you want to do something. Something that drives you is so beautiful, and something that drives you doesn't have to be a profession all the time. It has to be something which gives you soulful satisfaction. Indulge in that so that you can figure out what you and I'm all about. So tomorrow we'll start this chapter on Masters of Longevity because it's a beautiful chapter and it needs full attention of a good 20-minute span. Today we'll conclude this book at this juncture and we'll go on to the power of now. So the power of now, every single day, you and me are learning something new. We've been told to be in the moment, do some things, and get ourselves out of the boxes that we've created ourselves into. Today, something new is going to unfold for all of us, and let's see what magic it is. Once again, I repeat, when you finish your section in the power of now, there's a silence. And in the silence thing, if you look at the S, just close your eyes because then the music will play and then you will have a minute of reflection of what did you study. So very, very important for you and us to understand that we are in this in together. So Bhuvan, we are on page number 17 after the silent symbol. Thank you.
So, the single most vital step on your journey towards enlightenment is this: learn to disidentify from your mind. Every time you create a gap in the stream of mind, the light of your consciousness grows stronger.
Okay, so again, let's take a pause. The single most vital step on your journey towards enlightenment is this. So enlightenment, we all understood what is it. When you have a sense of flow, when you're detaching yourselves from everything, when everything is okay. When you start adopting a philosophy that everything is fine, this too shall pass. That's when you're coming closer to enlightenment because now you're not attached so much. So it's not like you don't have worldly pleasures. You have them, but it's not like they irk you, they shake you, they break you. No, they don't, because you've learned to disidentify yourself from such stuff, wherein you have eternal peace, and you realize, okay, yeah, I can manage very well. So every time we create a gap in the stream of mind, the light of our subconscious mind is growing. And what is growing is the consciousness. What is consciousness? The fact that I am aware of this moment, aware of the fact that I'm neither the mind nor the body. So my soul and my subconscious mind have chosen this vehicle as Prachi Agarwal to fulfill the task it has to do. So why am I so attached to this woman? Why? Because I'm not this. I'm just my higher self. But yes, I've come in this life as this person. So obviously, I will have my family, my friends, my emotions, my works, my dreams, but that's fine. And the minute you realize that I am aware, I'm listening to my subconscious mind, oh, that's when I'm flowing. And that's most beautiful. So learn to have the inner guidance, learn to get conscious so that you and I can grow a little more every single day. Yes, Pawan, please.
One day, you may catch yourself smiling at the voice in your head, as you would smile at the antics of a child. This means that you no longer take the content of your mind all that seriously, as your sense of self does not depend on it. Enlightenment, rising above thought.
So can you change the page, please? Thank you. And before we start this, there will be a lot of days when you hear from your subconscious mind or your higher self, and like, how wonderful, and you'll be smiling. I think the people who met the higher self, I can see me too smiling right now. It's beautiful to know. Oh wow, nice conversation. I love it. It's like you have somebody in you telling you, talking to you, guiding you, and you're asking questions, you're getting the answer. It's a beautiful thing. So why do we say we are whole and complete? Because if I don't have anybody around me, I still have my higher self with me. Why do I care? And the best is I can have silent conversations. I don't have to speak. So I can be in silence also in a way, like physically, but yet be talkative. So yes, and that's when you really smile. So yes, let's talk about isn't it? So now next question, which was posed to Eckhart was, now the topic is enlightenment, rising above thought. So the question that was posed is, isn't thinking essential in order to survive in the world? So people will say, oh, सोचना तो बहुत important है, उसके बिना कैसे survive करेंगे? सोच नहीं है तो कुछ भी नहीं है. The mind here is conscious one. Yes, of course. You're rising above your thought, you're rising above your mind. It's all in. So even Nirisha, which question are you asking the mind here as a conscious one? In enlightenment or when I spoke about smiling? Please be a little clear because we're reading section by section, so I don't know which section you're talking about. And they're not same, they're all different. So I need to know. Page 17. So did you talk about the first part or the second part? So yes, the mind is what you're talking about because you're trying to understand that your mind is understanding, and your mind is, so you're just listening right now to your subconscious mind that is guiding you. Okay, so there's nothing a question of your conscious mind or something. Your heart, your conscious mind is listening to your subconscious mind and is smiling. So they are in harmony. So you have to turn the page because I don't have the book with me. I didn't carry my Vitara here to Udaipur. So let's go back to page number 17. Ritesh sir, can we please flip the page to page number 17? Thank you. So you're asking last line. This means that you no longer take the content of your mind all that seriously, as your sense of self does not depend upon it. One day you may catch yourself's mind. Okay. So now it's very simple. Your mind is your conscious mind. It's just something which is fragment of imagination. Now this mind is all the time seriously thinking, oh, I'm the doer, I'm the doer. Actually, it's not the doer. The doer is a subconscious mind who's actually guiding us. But if you don't listen to the guidance and do it yourself, it's different. So this is what it's saying, that don't take the content of your conscious mind so seriously because it's not the doer. And the sense of the self does not depend upon it. What is sense of self? So what's my sense of self? My sense of self is Kamal, my higher self. It's not, it's not Prachi. Myself is not Prachi, it's Kamal. I'm just a vehicle doing the work. So Niriksha, are you clear? Look, sweetie, some things will take too long to understand. And as I said in the beginning, as Eckhart also said, things take time. So absorb them one by one. Every single line, you don't have to flow in it. Try and understand on the gist of it. So you can turn the page again. Thank you. And thank you, Niriksha, for asking. Yeah, so we were on this question which is posed to Eckhart. Isn't thinking very important? Isn't it very important to survive in this world? So what's his answer? Bhuvan will read for us.
Enlightenment, rising above thought. Isn't thinking essential in order to survive in this world? Your mind is an instrument, a tool. It is there to be used for a specific task, and when the task is completed, you lay it down. As it is, I would say about 80 to 90% of most people's thinking is not only repetitive and useless, but because of its dysfunctional and often negative nature. Much of it is also harmful. Observe your mind, and you will find this to be true. It causes a serious leakage of vital energy. This kind of compulsive thinking is actually an addiction. What characterizes an addiction? Quite simply this: you no longer feel that you have the choice to stop. It seems stronger than you. It also gives you a false sense of pleasure, pleasure that invariably turns into pain.
Okay, so let's again go line by line to make people understand. So your mind is an instrument, a tool. Which mind are we talking about? Can we have in the chat box? Which mind is Eckhart talking about now? Your mind is an instrument, a tool. Everyone, conscious. Oh, wow, people are amazing. Thank you. No, Monica. So it's the conscious mind. Your mind is a tool. Yes, everyone's got it correct. And those who haven't, it's fine. It is there to be used for a specific task. And when the task is completed, you lay it down. So we are being used for a particular guided task. And when the task is done, take a look key. Don't have to just to talk too much about it. As it is, I would say about 80 to 90% of most people's thinking is not only repetitive and useless, but because of its dysfunctional and often negative nature, much of it is also harmful. So, why is it harmful? Because your conscious mind is going in loops and loops and loops and loops and patterns. It's not realizing what it is doing. ये ऐसा है तो ये ऐसा ही है. People are stuck. Very often, only spiritual people will say I'm open and receptive. Most of the time, people are like, ये ऐसा है तो ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. You can't have a variation because this is the way I like it. This is the way it's done. Have you seen elders with rituals? पूजा पाठ ऐसा है तो ऐसा ही है. Question मत करो. बस follow करो. That is what is happening in this mind. It's dysfunctional. It's completely distorted. And it's got a negative nature because you're not open about it. There's no positivity. And this can be detrimental and harmful for us. Yes, please, let's read further.
Why should we be
Oh,
addicted to?
sorry. I didn't realize you read the entire thing. I'm so sorry. So observe your mind. Now, what are you observing? Your conscious mind. And you will find this true. It's really causes a serious lack of good energy. It's actually just got some negative energy, which is why we are affirming every other day कि conscious mind is sun to low. This is what my new pattern is. And then subconscious mind will say, okay, this person is saying this again and again and again. So be it. This is what is a new information, new files have been recorded, and I stored them now. And then the compulsive thinking is very often addiction. So people say, सिगरेट की आदत है, अल्कोहल की आदत है, बहुत खाने की आदत है, ज़्यादा सोने की आदत है, टीवी की आदत है. They are addictions on a very superfluous level. But the compulsive thinking is a human problem. I don't know how many of you will actually own up to saying कि I am a compulsive thinker. It's very important to understand that we have this habit. राई का पहाड़ बनाना, too much सोचना, हर समय सोचना. Can anyone own up कि are we compulsive thinkers or not? So we are unfortunately so things stuck in our snarls of everything, and we're just all the time thinking, all the time thinking. So what is addiction? You no longer feel that you have the choice to stop. Like, अरे करना है, सोचना है, आगे बढ़ना है. And it takes over you. You are no longer in control now. It's taking over you. It gives you a false sense of pleasure and invariably painful also. अब कई लोग बोलेंगे मेरा मन बहुत घबरा रहा है, जी बहुत घबरा रहा है, पता नहीं समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्यों. अरे भैया, please observe. Your conscious mind is playing games. Start affirming, I'm a strong person, I'm a confident person, I'm unshakable, I can handle any situation. Compulsive thinking is really a killer. That's why they say meditate much. Why? It centers, balance, aligns you. And whenever you're thinking too much, I would request all of you start concentrating on your breathing. Even if I'm sitting in the office table, the office chair, And I think, oh, बहुत दिमाग में, उधर उधेड़ बुन हो रही है. Just simply concentrate on your breathing. That will take you away from your thinking. So these are just things we have been told. Now let's read the next question. The next question was, why would we be addicted to thinking? So लोग बोले, अरे क्यों, हमको तो आदत नहीं है, क्यों addiction होगा? So Bhuvan, now you can read because.
Why should we be addicted to thinking? Because you are identified with it, which means that you derive your sense of self from the content and activity of your mind. Because you believe that you would cease to be if you stop thinking. As you grow up, you form a mental image of who you are based on your personal and cultural conditioning. We may call this phantom self the ego. It consists of mind activity and can only be kept going through constant thinking. The term ego means different things to different people, but when I use it here, it means a false self created by unconscious identification with the mind. To the ego, the present moment hardly exists. Only past and future are considered important. This total reversal of the truth accounts for the fact that in the ego mode, the mind is so dysfunctional. It is always concerned with keeping the past alive because without it, who are you? It constantly projects itself into the future to ensure its continued survival and to seek some kind of release or fulfillment there. It says, one day, when this, that, or the other happens, I am going to be okay, happy, at peace. Even when the ego seems to be concerned with the present, it is not the present that it sees. It misperceives it completely because it looks as it through the eyes of the past, or it reduces the present to a means to an end that always lies in the mind projected future. Observe your mind and you'll see that this is how it works. The present moment holds the key to liberation, but you cannot find the present moment as long as you are your mind.
Okay. So quick reflection. Prachi Diwan, ये theory हटाओ, which means telling your mind के लिए concentrate करना पड़ेगा, समझना पड़ेगा क्या हो रहा है. Be in the flow. जो समझ में आ रहा है, great. नहीं तो don't concentrate too much. Then otherwise, mode of stress. So again, let's go one by one. Why would we be addicted to thinking? Because we are identified with it. What are we without our stories? Byron Katie says, who are we without our stories? If there is no story, who are we? We're always weaving a story. We're storytellers about a past, about a present, about a future. Because we believe कि अरे सोचा नहीं तो काम कैसे होगा, क्या ऐसे खाली बैठे रहें, कुछ करने को नहीं है. We have grown up into a mental imagery of who are we. And these are all based on our perceptions, our conditioning, our growing up years, our yesteryears, how society is, how family is, how atmosphere is conducive or not. And now some people can say it's a phantom self, but it's all about ego. And this mind activities, I would say mindless activities, keep us constantly thinking. Thinking से कुछ नहीं होगा. And ego also has different meanings and different words. So it's about a false self. Why have ego? Yeah. When we are all one, why have ego? तुम्हारा मन का कुछ नहीं हुआ, it doesn't matter. Say इससे better कुछ होगा, इसमें भी कुछ अच्छा होगा. So please understand, it's very important to understand that you and I am creating our identification by being saying I'm aware, that I'm raising my consciousness. Till so far so clear, everyone? Anybody has any question, you can definitely use the chat box. I'm taking this further. So to our ego, which is always about I, me, and am. This finger is about ego. I, me, am. सब कुछ. या तुमने नहीं किया, मैंने ऐसा कहा था. It's about ego. So to the ego, the present moment hardly exists. अभी तो रहता ही नहीं है, because वो पहले जो प्लान किया था वो अभी नहीं हुआ, so this is all. It's only past and future which is considered important for the ego. A total reversal of truth happens जब ego हमारा जो mood है, it gets distorted completely, वो shake हो जाता है. Then what's happening? Only the past is alive, and you're into the old stories and stories and stories. Have you ever seen elder people सिर्फ पुराने दिनों की बात करते रहते हैं? हमने ऐसा किया, हमारे टाइम पे ऐसा था, हमारे टाइम पे ऐसा था. आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट्स बैड, बट क्यों? बिकॉज वो आज के मोमेंट में है नहीं. दे आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट टुडे कि आज क्या नया हो रहा है दुनिया में, हम क्या कर सकते हैं टू बी in tune in alignment with this. So I'm not saying the stories of the past are bad. So my grandparents are in the late 80s, and Bauji and Anima are very much aware of what's happening today in the world, also in their life, also, and they are upgrading themselves every day with information, with knowledge, with stuff. But they also pitara of stories, because their stories are very inspirational. So every elder story is very inspirational. So it's okay. But if you take off the stories from yourself, who are you? This question is something to be pondered upon. Now, when we are all the time thinking about the future, अच्छा survival करना है, अच्छा ये होना है, अच्छा आगे जाना है. So what do we say for this to balance ourselves? One day, when this, that, or the other happens, I am going to be okay, happy, at peace. जो भी होगा लाइफ में अच्छे के लिए होगा. मुझे I have this यकीन, मुझे belief है. सब कुछ कॉस्मिक टाइमिंग से हो रहा है, सब कुछ बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है, मुझे विश्वास है. एंड दैट्स व्हेन द ईगो विल बी टू रेस्ट. क्योंकि अब ईगो का काम ही नहीं है. जब आपने बोल सब कुछ बढ़िया है तो ईगो क्या करेगी? नाउ योर एंटायर थिंग, योर एंटायर परसेप्शन ऑफ लाइफ इज चेंजिंग. सो प्लीज स्टार्ट ऑब्जर्विंग योर माइंड. Whenever you see your mind is thinking too much, conniving, plotting, planning, preparing, designing, thinking too much, professional minds, if you're enjoying it, go for it. But if it's all about stories, then please think about it. Only the present moment, the now. The now is the key to liberation. Find the present moment as long as you are your mind. So if your mind is in the present moment, you're in a good place to be. So I hope we are clear. And next question that was posed to Eckhart Tolle was, I don't want to lose my ability to analyze and discriminate. I won't mind learning to think more clearly in a more focused way, but I don't want to lose my mind. The gift of thought is the most precious thing we have. Without it, we would just be another species of animal. So, what's his answer? Let's read.
The predominance of mind is no more than a stage in the evolution of consciousness. We need to go on to the next stage now as a matter of urgency. Otherwise, we will be destroyed by the mind, which has grown into a monster. I will talk about this in more detail later. Thinking and consciousness are not synonymous. Thinking is only a small aspect of consciousness. Thought cannot exist without consciousness, but consciousness does not need thought. Enlightenment means rising above thought, not falling back to a level below thought, the level of an animal or a plant. In the enlightened state, you still use your thinking mind when needed, but in a much more focused and effective way than before. You use it mostly for practical purposes, but you are free of the involuntary internal dialogue, and there is inner stillness. When you do use your mind, and particularly when a creative solution is needed, you oscillate every few minutes or so between thought and stillness, between mind and no mind. No mind is consciousness without thought. Only in that way is it possible to think creatively, because only in that way does thought have any real power. Thought alone, when it is no longer connected with the much vaster realm of consciousness, quickly becomes barren, insane, destructive.
Okay, so let's stay here. So, what is the nature of our mind? We talked about it. It's always thinking. It's always thinking. But it's also evolving. The consciousness is rising, whether you rise or not. Very few people aren't getting aware. We are getting matured, more aware. Spirituality में ध्यान लग रहा है. We are growing a little more every day. Every person. So now the next stage is what? What is the next stage? Either we keep thinking about the negativity and then we're destroying ourselves, the entire life we've lived, and with no purpose, nothing at all. But thinking and consciousness are not synonymous at all. Consciousness is being in the present moment, being aware, and thinking is, you know, आगे सपने सुहाने बुन रहा है. It's like all the time thinking about the future. They're not together. Thinking is only a small aspect of consciousness, very tiny aspect. And what is a tiny aspect? Okay, now I have to think about it. I'm aware. It's like, consciously I'm saying, okay, I better breathe. I better, okay, I'm a consciousness. Thought can't exist without consciousness. But consciousness does not need thought because consciousness is the purpose of the soul, which is aware that, okay, this is just a life, just a day. Enlightenment means rising above thought, not falling back to a level below thought, the level of an animal or a plant. So हमें किसी पे भी dependent नहीं रहना है. We have to grow above our thought, whether you're a plant kingdom, animal kingdom, or human kingdom. You have to keep evolving, evolving, evolving. And when you keep evolve and keep rising above the mundane things, above the things which pull you down, you are going to be inching towards your purpose. Now, in this stage when you're feeling, oh, I'm enlightened, I'm in trance, your thinking mind is not needed because it's absolutely at rest. Because what are you focused on? On your meditation, on feeling good. Then you're starting to use your mind very practically. Because now up inner self is guiding you, you're listening to it, you're doing something on your own. Up there is no need for any internal dialogue because everything is stillness. Everything is stillness. And when you're like, despite being in a place that you are in, you will realize that, okay, my mind has all the creative solutions I ever need. And you just oscillate a little, ask your higher self, okay, I want a guidance. And turant, like voila, like magic thing will come. So, for example, Badri is an architect. And he tells us his subconscious mind, मुझे घर बहुत cool बनाना है, factory बहुत cool बनानी है. And okay, so guide me. And all of a sudden, he's going to be full of creative ideas. And those ideas are going to be coming, okay, he will even see a structure, okay, I want like this, or like this, or like this. Shapes will come up, things will come up, it'll start dancing in front of it. Only if you realize that your conscious mind is all the time giving you solutions, will you reach a state where everything is beautiful, it's magical. And now, no mind is consciousness without thought. So, what does this mean? Yes, okay, that's a beautiful question, Alexa. Let me answer that first. So, plants evolve by seeing the human kingdom. अब ह्यूमंस नर्चर कर रहे हैं, माली काका नर्चर कर रहे हैं, कोई बात कर रहा है किसी से, तो प्लांट्स इवॉल्व हो रहे हैं. प्लांट्स आपको अपनी एनर्जी भी देते हैं. Plants are givers. That's why they evolve as human beings because now they're giving you oxygen all the time. And animals, they are the most amazing, you know, अगर आप एनिमल को थ्रेटन करोगे तो वो आपको अटैक करेगा. ये तो इतना पैसिवली वो प्यार करवा लेगा. टाइगर लाइन भी प्यार करवा लेगा. जब वो थ्रेटन फील करेगा, so they are also seeing human emotions, and they're very evolved because उनके पास mind नहीं है. They're just things that they're going in the flow. So they really get evolved with love. Are you getting clear, Alifia? That they have energy, they have love, and they're taking it from each other. Have you seen sunflowers? When there is no solar energy, so no sunlight, they face towards each other and they give each other sunlight and energy. How? That's what they're doing all the time. Now they're really evolving by giving love. Plants and animals are only about love, only about love. Human beings have come into many, 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 many things, but plants, animals are only about love. So yes, we were talking about the fact that when we free our mind, when we just start going in internally, then everything's creative solutions come to your mind. And then you and I'm connected to the vast realm of consciousness, which is amazing. And you quickly become barren, insane, destructive. So now what does this mean? Thought alone, when it is no longer connected. So अगर आप connection ही नहीं है spirituality से, You'll become barren, insane, destructive. But if you're connected with the vast realm of consciousness, what will you become? Magical, creative, uh, abundant, because then you're in connection. It's very important to always say that the creative solutions come to me easily. The divine guidance is there with me easily. So we are evolving a bit more every day. Yes, number one, you can read.
The mind is essentially a survival machine, attack and defense against other minds, gathering, storing, and analyzing information. This is what it is good at, but it is not at all creative. All true artists, whether they know it or not, create from a place of no mind, from inner stillness. The mind then gives form to the creative impulse or insight. Even the great scientists have reported that their creative breakthroughs came at a time of mental quietude. The surprising result of a nationwide inquiry among America's most eminent mathematicians, including Einstein, to find out their working methods was that thinking plays only a subordinate part in the brief, decisive phase of the creative act itself. So I would say that the simple reason why the majority of scientists are not creative is not because they don't know how to think, but because they don't know how to stop thinking. It wasn't through the mind, through thinking, that the miracle that is life on earth or your body were created and are being sustained. There is clearly an intelligence at work that is far greater than the mind. How can a single human cell measuring 1 by 1000 of an inch across contain instructions within its DNA that would fill 1000 books of 600 pages each? The more we learn about the workings of the body, the more we realize just how vast is the intelligence at work within it and how little we know. When the mind reconnects with that, it becomes a most wonderful tool. It then serves something greater than itself.
So very simply, all of us must try to listen to our gut feeling, our inner voice, because it's always correct. It always has the answers. So your intelligence is there. It's always working 24/7. And we can't even understand the DNA systems, how it's created and how it's having so many, every single second you have a thought. Now, how are you? You are absolutely, these thoughts are nothing. But if you go into silence and you just ask your higher self a questions, that is how the biggest inventions are made. That's how the biggest magical books have faced up because they have been guided, they've been channeled. So if I write a book today, it could be the name could be Prachi Agarwal, but technically it's Kamal because it's all channeled. I'm just a carrier. So let's understand that you and I am fully infinitely intelligent. And when the intelligence is at work and we're hearing it, that's when we realize, oh my God, it's magical. And that wonderful tool is something that you and I must embrace. It's wonderful to know that you are a part of the divine, plan. You're just a carrier. So why do we give so much of attention to anything? Now let's take a study to so I think we'll conclude this book here at this juncture. Tomorrow we will have more thinking about mind. So before we conclude whatever we've studied, let's have silence. So you can all close your eyes and just reflect on what we've studied right now. Thank you. So thank you, Ritesh sir, for this book. We now move on to look at Inu's Magic Weight Loss Pill, where it's a brand new chapter today, a very interesting chapter. And I hope in your reflection time you did think about something, though it was very fast, a minute only. But it's nice to think about it, ponder over it in your even later time. Why? There's a book called Reflections that we all journal in. Think about it and please start writing, because when you write, you're finding deeper realms of your being. Of course, Morning Pages is doing a lot of homework for you already, is making you learn so much, but it's very important to keep learning. Now, today's important concept by Luke Cotino is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And this is something a lot of us are not following because we are unconsciously picking and eating and picking all the time, like, on the go. So let's understand today's science. It's very, very beautiful. So, yes, back to you, Bhuvan, please. Page number 103, chapter 5.
Maintain uniform gaps between meals. Do not keep gaps of more than 3 to 3.5 hours between your main meals, or you will get acidity. As explained earlier, your body cannot effectively lose weight when your body environment is acidic. Why 3 to 3.5 hours? That's how long a normal meal takes to get digested. Your body expects food after every such period and produces hydrochloric acid in the stomach regardless of whether you eat. If there is no food for the acid to act upon, it eventually leads to the destruction of your mucosal linings and digestive enzymes, along with acid reflux, bloating, flatulence, and indigestion. The body reacts differently when you are asleep or when you are fasting. When you sleep, the body is involved in several functions like growth, repair, detoxification, and hormonal balance. And that is why you don't need to eat when you sleep. Number six, try
Okay.
to eat.
Okay. No, sorry, I didn't realize it's over. I thought it's Let's go back to that. So, very important to understand that 3.5 hours is max, which they say that you should have a gap between your main meals. So main meals does not mean like a lunch and a dinner. Main meals would practically mean like people are having 4 meals a day. So we've been told by Luke Cotino very clearly that breakfast is supposed to be fruit meal. You're supposed to keep yourself raw until lunch. So if you're having lunch at say 1ish, you're supposed to have something around 4:35. He says 4:35, but and that could be a very small little break. But now again, the philosophy is the Ayurveda says 6 hours. I will say, please think and see, listen to your body. It's not about Luke Cotino, it's not about you, it's not about Ayurveda. It's about your body telling you, not even you. It's your body telling you, do I need food? So it's very beautiful that, we don't even realize that we are hungry or not. Last 6 days, I haven't had anything to eat except water, and I'm not hungry at all. And we've just been eating for mindlessly. Why? I mean, does the body need food? Only give it food if it requires. So, yes, a lot of people say about acidity and everything. But I again say, whether it's reflux, it's bloating, it's flatulence, and indigestion, and I have gone through this big time in the last few months. And I can say that even these 3.5 hours did not work with me. So, my body is working better when it doesn't have food for a longer stretch. So just see what works for you. I mean, he's giving us his science, but when you're sleeping, your body is involved in several functions. Yes, it's growing, it's repairing, detoxification is happening, hormonal balance is getting coming again. But the gap of the food, अपनी body की intelligence use करिए. I'm telling you, I've done the Shatavashak program. It's changed my life. I mean, it's given me more energy. In the morning, I woke up, of course, my meditations and everything, sadhanas and everything. And I did my Surya Namaskars. Today, I pulled off 44 Surya Namaskars. I'm like, wow, that's the energy I have. And I've not had food. So sometimes, and my acidity is also better, much, much, much better. I'm not saying it's gone, but again, what gap do you want to do? So his science is 3.5 hours. You can try that. Ayurveda says 6 hours. You can try that. See what works for you. And also it's all about mind. If your mind is saying, okay, your body, please guide me. We need to finish this acid in our body. So please understand that your mind will give you answers as well. Yes, now chapter number 6.
Try to eat each meal at the same time every day. Your body gets used to food at a certain time each day, almost like muscle memory. Try to give your body each meal at approximately the same time every day for better hormonal balance and digestion and to prevent that dangerous acidity. Remember, weight loss is all about the hormones being in balance.
So yes, we've understood the science very clearly from Luke that if 1 o'clock lunch is there, 1 o'clock lunch. If you 11 o'clock breakfast is there, 11 o'clock breakfast. And if it's fruit, it's fruit. It's if it's a millet meal, it's a millet meal. If it's a carb meal, it's a carb meal. But again, the contrary science to this is that eat when your body asks, not don't see the watch. The seeing the watch is a very Western culture. So it's said in Ayurveda. Again, I say, let your body tell you when it's hungry. So, you observe your body. Just see what it's saying and is it working for you. That's why you have Abhipriti, where you can journal your reflections, your thoughts also. Okay, today I didn't have meal for 7 hours. Did I feel anxious? Did I feel anger? Did I feel frustration? Did I have a headache? And if you have any such things like, so what Ayurveda says is that if you have a headache, that means khana nahi chahiye. Your body is healing, so give it time to heal. But again, I say ask, follow the intelligence. And very important, this we've heard from Luke many times before. Chewing our way to weight loss. Chewing our way to weight loss. Yes, let's read about it.
Chew your way to weight loss. The human body is a miracle. The way the brain and body function and recover from the deadliest of diseases is a constant source of wonder. So, is digestion a wonderfully complex process that gives you all the energy and nutrients you need to live? As we've discussed in detail earlier, digestion begins in the mouth. The more you chew your food, the cleaner your the cleaner you keep your intestines, stomach, and colon, because the body can quickly cleanse itself when digestion happens the right way. By chewing your food well, you reduce the chances of acidity and heartburn and end up eating less because your stomach has sufficient time to send a signal to your brain that you are full. So, less food intake is equal to fewer calories is equal to weight loss.
So in India, we are ingrained with the system कि थाली में कुछ परोसा हुआ है तो वो पूरा फिनिश करें नहीं तो अन्न का अपमान होता है. But if you're eating that food, आपकी body का अपमान हो रहा है. You're abusing your body. You've become a dustbin. You've burped or you're feeling full and you're still eating. So in Ikigai, we learned that 80% जब full हो जाते हैं, cut your food intake. So for this, my nani has taught me from day one, serve very little food. Suppose if there's bhindi in your plate, you take little bit of bhindi. Take third time also, but don't serve so much. You waste करना पड़े. हमारे पीहर में तो एक भी like in Nani house, not even one karn of anaj can you waste. But you can't serve too much also. You can't serve. She says no. It's too much of food in your plate. So that's how we've grown up, yeah. Because अनाज का भी अपमान नहीं करना, body का भी अपमान नहीं करना. And the mothers who pick up finish the food of the children who are left out without being hungry are again using their body as dustbins. So please understand, nutrition is important, digestion is important, but most important is food to be chewed because digestion begins right here. The cleaner you keep your intestines is like, if you chew your food so well, the body will have to do less work. Otherwise, it's all the time digesting, assimilating, breaking down the food. So please break down the food here. At least give them a little easier way, passage. For this, be mindful, chew your food, chew your food, chew your food. So that, of course, you're reducing the chances of acidity and heartburn as well. Because you are eating lesser, you are eating with proper, mindfulness, and it's just becoming better and better. So, and as Luke says, less food intake is equal to fewer calories is equal to weight loss. Absolutely true. Let's turn the page. Yes, please.
Best of all, you get to actually taste and relish every morsel. Many of us eat so fast that we never really get to taste the food and the flavors and end up eating mindlessly, thinking we are still hungry. So, the next meal you eat, do so really slowly. Take a spoon of food, chew it several times, savor the flavor and taste, and then swallow. Put your spoon down, then take the next. You will find yourself getting fuller quickly, and then you should stop eating. This will become a habit, and you will serve yourself less food and probably lose the unhealthy weight you may be carrying. Diseases are caused in many cases by overeating. We always think however much we eat is the right amount, but it may be too much if you have been eating your meals too fast. Your meal time is important. Respect it. It's personal time between you and your body, where you feed and nourish it to keep healthy and strong and live well. If you master this lifestyle change, you can enjoy all the food you like in moderation.
So it's very wonderful to know that लोग बोलते हैं ये मत खाओ वो मत खाओ हाई कैलोरीज है सब कुछ खाओ. Please don't deprive yourself of everything and anything, but eat with mindfulness again, savor the taste again. So, when I don't know how many of you felt, you take one bite of tiramisu and this is like divine. Why? Because you're just eating it and you're like sensing the flavor. Or sometimes if you're having some fresh food, oh, this is like yum. Because you're taking and relishing every little bite, and that is the magic of eating something with absolute heart. So, and as I said before, no matter you're having a lasagna or you're having like anything, like even samosa for that matter, if your body is happy eating it, wow, wow, that's the kind of feeling you're having. The happy hormones, endorphins are getting released, and you will never put on weight. But you're like, samosa kha liya yaar, 400 calories, tiramisu kha liya, 500 calories, then ho gaya kalyan. And you will put on weight. So if you are happy in eating something, please eat, but eat lesser. Or even if you want to have the whole thing, eat it. But again, savor the taste and have bite by bite, chewing it. Don't make it too fast. And your meal time is sacred time. There's so many people in the world जो कुछ नहीं खाने को मिलता. You look at Somalia, people are like, you can see bones and skin of those people. So if we are so lucky and blessed to be getting a fulsome meal, a wholesome meal, please remember we have to respect it, give it time, nurture your body, feed it well, but keep, if possible, that time, no conversation. If possible, I know it can happen in few families that are together learning this thing. It can't happen with just you and me if the other partner is not into this. So remember, lifestyle change is something that all of us can do, but eat everything in moderation. So there are people who who love to eat and उसके बाद एक समोसा खा लिया, चलो एक और खा लेते हैं. Okay, ज़्यादा किसी ने force किया, चलो एक और खा लेते हैं. Don't abuse your bodies. And yes, Nitin is absolutely right. Desserts are not meant to fill your stomach but what's happening in desserts is that the sugar release which is happening in your body is making you want to eat more and more very soon. So that is the problem with desserts. So if you're having meetha too much, you're bound to eat a lot that day because that's the kind of chemical reactions will happen in your body. So it's very, very, important to savor the food. Thank you, Ritesh sir. Thank you, my dear Bhuvan. You were magical, amazing, so clear. You read so beautifully. Thank you, thank you, thank you for volunteering and for being our reader. Amazing. Shelly, yes, thank you for enjoying and sharing this. मजा तो आएगा ही. If you feel divine, if it's amazing, then calories भी नहीं body में आएंगी because that's how it is. So amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's have somebody who's never read for us before. I don't want to pick on people and say, okay, read. But if you wish, please raise your hand. If not, I'm not going to push. But yesterday I was happy that Pina took the challenge. It's a long chapter today. So if you are not comfortable, don't. But sometimes dar ki aage jeet hoti hai. So I would still say try, make an attempt. And none of us are bad, none of us are good. We're all same, we're all fine. Yes, Anika, ages since I heard you. So today's chapter, ages since I heard you online. Last night and yesterday we heard each other pretty much a lot. So, okay, limitations. I declare richness and fullness for my life. How wonderful. So when you're limited in your mental being, and if you make this affirmation that oh, I declare being rich, I declare being full, how wonderful. If you have been a very negative person who criticizes yourself and everyone else and sees life through very negative eyes, then it is going to take time for you to start turning around and becoming loving. So let's understand, if we have been very negative people, a lot of us were very, very, very negative and we criticized a lot, abhi bhi thoda bahut karte hain. So then you will see the world as negative. Remember, the world is a mirror. It's your reflections. अगर आपको किसी में गुस्सा दिख रहा है तो आपके अंदर गुस्सा है, अगर किसी में इनकॉम्पिटेंस दिख रही है तो आपके अंदर इनकॉम्पिटेंस है, whether you realize or whether you don't. So please, it's time to look around. It's time to think that, okay, I need to give myself love. I need to give the person love. You need to be patient with yourself. Underline this if required. Don't get angry with yourself because you are not doing it fast enough. Take it slowly, take it gradually, and take it amazingly. Now, today's affirmation over to Anika.
Good morning, Prachi.
Good morning.
I declare richness and fullness for my life. I now choose to move away from the limiting beliefs that have been denying me the benefits I so desire. I declare that every negative thought pattern in my consciousness is now being cleared out, erased, and let go. My consciousness is now being filled with cheerful, positive, loving thought patterns that contribute to my health, wealth, and loving relationships. I now release all negative thought patterns that have contributed to fear of loss, fear of the dark, fear of being harmed, fear of poverty, pain, loneliness, self abuse of any sort, feeling not good enough, burdens or losses of any sort, and any other nonsense that may be lingering in some dark corner of my consciousness. I am now free to allow and accept the good or to manifest in my life. I now declare for myself the richness and fullness of life in all its profuse abundance, love lavishly flowing, prosperity abounding, health vital and vibrant, creativity ever new and fresh, and peace all surrounding. All this I deserve and am now willing to accept and have on a permanent basis. I am a co creator with the one infinite allness of life, and therefore the totality of possibilities lie before me, and I rejoice that this is so, and so it is.
How wonderful. So, if anyone has anything negative in their life, whether it's to do with health, it's to do with wealth, or to do with relationships, we are the only creators of the light in our life. So, if we start affirming and manifest something beautiful and we can start saying, oh, I have all the abundance in every realm of my being, I'm now free to flow and accept the goodness in my life. I manifest whatever I need and I get whatever I want. And abundance is there everywhere. And I love life, I create life, and I'm just abounding in health, vital, vibrant. I'm now in a full totality of possibilities, and I love where I am. So remember, we are the co creators with the one infinite allness of life. What does this mean? So the Supreme Being has given birth to souls, the soul has chosen us. So the soul is kind of guiding us, right? But if we start affirming, our subconscious mind has new conditioning, and then you are creating your life with the infinite allness of life. And that is wonderful. That amalgamation, that union is so beautiful. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Ritesh sir. Thank you, Anika. Thank you, Bhuvan, once again. And today I would like to have a minute of silence for Chandra ji. We kind of healed her yesterday. I have a strong feeling that our healing was so powerful that she could leave the Mother Earth and move on for a onward journey, because the power was very beautiful. I felt, I don't know how many of you felt the power of yesterday's meditation, but I truly found a divine connection with her. And I did write to Ajay and Anju, not realizing that she's going to release the soul. So, yes, so let's just have a minute silence for her journey, the onward journey. May her soul now be free of all baggage from this life or lives before. May it evolve, settle, be guided by the guardians and angels. May it heal, for it may have left some emotional baggage right here. May it leave, may it let it go, and may it reincarnate with a higher purpose, with a better life. And so it is. So our wishes for her soul. May she rise in peace. May this be a new beginning for her. Okay, so any particular meditation that you all want to do for something or somebody wants some topic covered, or should it be generic? I'm happy with whatever you say. Okay, so none? Okay. Let's close our eyes. Thank you, Amit. Our posture is comfortable, back straight, feet firmly placed on the ground below, eyes closed, and we're wearing a smile. Let's take a deep breath in and fill our bodies with love. Love is all I have. Love is what I am. Exhale it. Inhale light. Light is all I have been given. And as I exhale, light is what I share. Inhale satisfaction, completion. This is who we are, whole and complete and fully satisfied. And let's release it. Exhale it. Share it. Remember, sharing is caring. Life is absolutely magical. Life is wonderful. Life takes us places. We have reached to some point in our life where we are happy, grateful, and content. Yet, many a times, worry evades us. Worry. What is it? Why do I worry? Don't I know that I am just a soul's carrier and that life is perfect? Life is magical. And life has its own journey, its own flow. And all I have to do is go inwards, get my higher self to guide me. And I know I'm on a path of prosperity, of love, of abundance. So why do I as a human worry? Why? What's the need for worry? Can I ask myself a question? What will I get out of worrying? Anything? Let's take a pause and go inward and ask this question to ourselves. What will I get when I worry? And listen to the answers. Worry gets me nowhere. In fact, worry creates a tension in my body. My tempers go up, my agitation goes up, frustration goes up. I'm in a very uncomfortable zone, and my energy has dipped in the negative zone. Because worry is no solution. Nothing works with worry. So, why should I worry? Why should I not manifest, desire, and leave it on the universe, surrender it? And with the knowledge that whatever unfolds is for my higher best and for the higher best of others. With the sacred knowledge, I am whole and complete. No worrying, nothing. Because I believe in the flow of life. I'm a believer of all things wonderful, knowing that things, yes, are absolutely wonderful. And even then, being a human, I may worry. Then all I have to do is center, balance, align myself so that I traverse a path of being balanced. I am the co creator of my life. So, why should I not tap into the intelligence of my creator? Why can't I go in? Why can't I ask it questions and wait for the answers and know it that I'm infinitely guided? The divine love envelopes me, surrounds me. The divine guidance is always there for me. So now I'm a happy person. Some call me happy go lucky because the more I'm happy, the more I go for it, the more luckier I get. Because now I'm a magical being. Whatever I want, I get. Life is so wonderful. I feel at bliss, at peace, because whenever I nurture myself with love and I follow my heart, all I get is love, love, and love. And the result is I'm a loveful person, or some say you are love, and so am I. I am love. I find the flow and I flow in it. I trust the process of life. I am life. I am abundant. I am all things wonderful because I am magic. And I'm a believer of everything wonderful. And two important ingredients or virtues or feelings is what is enthralling. And they are love and light. I am love. I am light. And so it is. So it is. So it is. Let's bow down our heads in gratitude towards this beautiful Mother Earth, full of serenity, calmness, being composed, and yet being an unconditional giver. The roots of the feet, growing from your feet into Mother Earth, are being nurtured with so much of love. Today, let's dispel all the darkness within us, any negative emotion. The most important for the day being worry. Let's dispel all darkness, any dis-ease. Dear Mother Earth, please take away all of my negativity, either emotions or mindless thinking or conscious thinking, compulsive thinking, diseases, excess weight. And dear Mother Earth, I truly need your love. Give it to me. Today I will hug you. Today I will spend time in you. I will soak in you, bask in your love. Please nurture me a little more with your infectious energy. And that is my request for the day. Thank you, Mother Earth. I love you. It's a magical Monday, and all I want is your love. Love, love, and love. Because I am love. And the more love I give, the more love I get. So, dear Mother Earth, wait for me. I'm going to come embrace you, and I know you will embrace me much more tightly. And I can't wait for a divine union. Thank you, Mother Earth. Janani Janmabhoomi, Ma Prakriti, I love you. I really do. Let's look at a heart level, eye level, and thank our wonderful lives and life that we've lived. Even 5 minutes ago was something that we have lived. Let's thank our magical past. Yes, it had ups, yes, it had downs, but they were very important for my growth, and I now understand them. Yes, there was disharmony at times, there were diseases at times, but I understand them fully and accept them with love. I am who I am because of all those life lessons. So thank you, dear life, for being so magical to my present in the now. As I feel the love for everything in life, I'm only flowing in love, with dreams in my eyes and a feeling of content, a feeling of being content, and a feeling of being at peace. To my future, I know I'm co creating you with the all infinite intelligence in my mind. My higher self is guiding me. So, who do I worry? Who do I fear for? There's a divine plan. And I can't wait to live you with the divine love that we'll feel for each other. So, thank you for being there. In the future, I know whatever will unfold will be nothing short of magic because I am magic. And so it is. Let's open our hands toward the universe. Dear universe, I look up to you with love, with light. Thank you for making me a channel of love and light. Thank you for always having my back. Thank you, life, for always having my back. Thank you, Cosmos, for always including me in your cosmic dance. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am here for a purpose and I love it. Dear divinities, masters, gurus, ascended, living in this plane or the other, in these dimensions or the other, I have inherent gratitude towards you, deep, heartfelt gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To the angels and guardians, thank you for the magic. Thank you for ensuring that I'm always engulfed in magic and protection lay around me. I'm so grateful. Let's expand our angel heart. I am love. I am light. And I shine bright, bright now, bright here. I'm a yes person for all things wonderful. I grow in abundance. I'm open and receptive for love and abundance from all universes. And so it is. I am love. Let's now fold our hands in gratitude, rub them together. Feel the energy rush. Bless your conscious, subconscious mind for restructuring, reprogramming, unlearning, and learning. Let's bless our face with all the 5 sensory skills. Our necks, our food pipe that nurtures us with spiritual food. Our shoulders, arms, thumb, toes, nails, fingers, back side of our back, upper side, middle back, lower back, including the spinal cord, our hips, our chest, our lungs, our heart, our liver, stomach, gallbladder, kidney, uterus, intestines, sexual organs, excretory organs, thighs, knees, calves, heels, ankles, soles of our feet, the roots that grow in Mother Earth, the toe fingernails, and back up. With a lot of love, let's again fold our hands in gratitude. Dearest, wonderful, magical body, I love you. And all I want from you is love. All I have to give you is just love. Dearest body, you speak your language and now I hear it. And thank you for speaking all the time to all our body parts with the trillions of cells in us, 100,000 kilometers of blood circulation system, to all my organs, to muscles, tissues, fibers, bones, skin, glands. Thank you, thank you, thank you for keeping me as one whole beautiful body. I love you. I thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I have done some abusing, but you've still always worked on your optimum best. So thank you for that. I love you. And the beautiful energy that flows in my body, the ki and the chi and the pran. Now I invite them to bless me, bless my friends, my Sangha, their loved ones, and everyone on Mother Earth, all beings on Mother Earth. Let's share our light, let's share our love, our blessings with us all. Love, light, and blessings, Nisha, Prashant, Ritu, Sanya, Ankur, up so gaye, Harshna, Pratima ji, Peena, Siddharth and Manna, Jitendra ji, Gyan ji, Usha ji, Nitin, Rigu, Naveen, Shelly, Pooja, Asmeet, Meetu, Bhavan, Shubhra, Prakash and Jigisha, Shami and Ankur, Reema, Poonam, Rajiv, Payal, Prachi, Monica, Rohini ji, Kavita, Nikita, Shalu, Radhika, Anchal, Amit, Akshay, Ankita, Sakshi, Ashish, Alona, Shruti, Niriksha, Sunita, Shivani, Seema, Kripa, Anika, Mom, Parul, again Chavla, Alifia, Radhika, Minakshi, Amit, Anchal, Radhika, Ashish, Harpreet, Minakshi, Radhika, Budhya, Alifia, Puneet, Nehal, Born 121 for Life, Mudita, Hina Jagani, Ritesh Sir, Sanjay Sir, Amrita, and Shweta. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So thank you everyone for a magical morning. Any questions, any reflections? Okay, wonderful. So let's have a magical morning again tomorrow on the Terrific Tuesday, and we shall meet each other once again. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Lots of love and light. God bless you all. Thank you so much.